Orks lead the play. Mini Wargaming's Beat Map Batrep.
Welcome back to Beat Map Batrep, Orks vs Necrons Battle Report. We're entering Necrons turn 3. Of course, the Scarab Swarms are now going to jump forward and try to take on those vehicles as best they can. Everything else is going to try to take out those Ork Nobb Bikers, because they are proving to be a problem, popping that Doomsday Arc like it's nothing. Immortals move up. They have Relentless, so I don't have to worry about moving them and then shooting them because they can, as if they haven't moved. And the one Ghost Arc just pivots so it can have a good 24-inch range with the occupants inside. Firing the one, rapid firing it into the Def Coptas with the occupants as well. He gets 5 wounds on him and fails 2 of the cover saves, so one of them does go down. We get the one shot from the Harbinger of Destruction into there, but he does make his cover save. Then we get the shots from the Ghost Arc, rapid firing into them, managing a couple wounds. He fails one of the cover saves, but makes the feel no pain. So far, no casualties. Firing a bunch into the truck, trying to glance it as much as we can. Managed 3 glancing hits, and out of that, managed to rip off the one weapon and also to stun it, so it's not moving anywhere. And then firing into the Immortals with the other side of that of the vehicle, manage enough wounds to actually force him to fail a cover save, so one of them that does go down. The other vehicle fires from a distance, does not manage to get any glancing hits whatsoever, but the occupants then get to fire because they did not move. And they managed 3 glancing hits out of all that, and it does get a -1, and so we actually managed to destroy the vehicle there. So hold on there, we just got, yes, there we are. So the one vehicle gets wrecked, and all the occupants are now outside of it. And then the Scarab Swarms do move forward as well. I wonder if we did that wrong right there. It looked like we might have got glancing hits, and then the 5 should have become 4s, and that would have been a immobilized. So we might have made a mistake there, but as you're going to see in a second, that's not going to really matter. The Scarab Swarms then charge up into the Def Coptas, and then the one set of Scarab Swarms charges into the Battle Wagon, and the other one multi-assaults, hitting the Battle Wagon first, and then multi-assaulting into the other truck. So lots of Scarab Swarms attacks there, getting to do what they do best. The Lychguard then charge into the Bikers, hoping that they can do lots of damage. Def Coptas get to hit first, or actually everything hits at the same time here, but we're doing them first anyways. They only managed to do 2 wounds, or 2 unsaved wounds. And hitting back, I managed to also do 2 unsaved wounds against him, so that's a tie combat. Mind Shackle Scarabs, he actually makes his leadership roll on 3 dice, so the Biker, the War Boss is not going to insta-kill his own guys, unfortunately. And then his non-Power Claw guys get to go first, and then I get to go next. He only manages to kill 1 so far. I get 2 wounds, and he makes both of his invulnerable saves on the War Boss. Then hitting the regular Bikers, we get lots of attacks here. This is where I'm hoping to really soften them up. And he allocates lots of wounds. The first bike dies, the second bike dies. They need invulnerable saves at this point. The next one takes a wound, and the last one also dies. So he evades a lot of wounds there by doing the wound allocation, but in the end they all died anyways. Attacking the boss, just can't seem to do the damage. He hits the Overlord back, and of course insta-kills the Overlord. So Mind Shackle Scarabs didn't work, and the Overlord doesn't even manage to get any damage onto the War Boss. And he kills another Lychguard with the other Power Claw as well, because they do not have invulnerable saves. And he loses combat, but he makes his save no problem. And then one of the Lychguards stand back up, but the Overlord does not. So that's a serious loss. Lots of hits from the Scarab Swarms onto the Battle Wagon, managing to strip 6 armor off of it. So its rear armor is now 10, which means that, or rear armor is now 4, which means they glance on 1, and they manage to, of course, wreck the vehicle. And he disembarks all his Burner Boys behind it. The next ones decide to attack the truck because that's all that's left, and they manage to strip off 4 armor, bring its rear armor down to 6, so they'll glance on 3s, and they manage to get tons of penetrating hits. And out of that, they do get a vehicle destroyed. On the ramshackle table, it just decides to wreck on the spot, and everybody else jumps out. Now, we don't have it marked there, but that little space there is now difficult terrain. Difficult and dangerous, as it's a wreck. But it was just impossible to mark out. So stay tuned for Orks turn 3 to see if they're able to do enough damage back to make up for all the losses they have taken so far. And don't forget to subscribe and like.